Hello, this is an update to the skin shader pack. I'd been working on some other shaders intentionally for a different use, but I've decided to incorporate them into the skin shader pack, and they're a bit of a bonus. So you'll see there's a bunch here inside the materials and simple SSS folder. These were the ones that I was working on, so just a case of dragging these on to see what happens. Now I'm going to work on the hand here because I've been meaning to update it, so I'm just going to drag them straight in there. So we got rubber, wax, marble, and you can see that it's designed for this head actually, but that's okay. We can swap out the normal maps. So if I change this to hand stuff, that'll be here. So normal map, and this tiling pattern is kind of generic. I think it's triplanar based, so you can increase the scale of it, and we can change like the colors so we can see it a little bit better. Change the light tint and maybe some scatter color. So marble has got a little bit of translucency, so you can control that with these sliders. So I think this really is the simple SSS I've been trying to make, but things got a little bit complicated since the first iteration. So this triplanar fall off just deals with the edges when it's triplanar projected. That's that one. Let's see. Simple SSS. Okay, these should actually be, no, they're fine, they're to do with those. Just duplicate one of these. SSS5 hand. Right, and then I'm going to put that on this mesh. Okay, I just need to get the right maps for it. This will be set up for you if you want to use any of these assets. Just recommend you set everything up for your own ones. We've got metal gloss, and we've got the SSS thickness. Okay, so we've got to smooth this deviate just to sort of make it less glossy like that. Got our main light tint, the albedo tint, because you want to change the color of the, basically just tints this one. And we've got our SSS weight and amount things, and backscatters for when, obviously when the light's behind it. We'll put it like this, and then if I get my directional light, okay, put that to the back. You'll see that there's some scatter there, just a little bit. So we can go ahead and increase that. So we've got the scatter color, make that more reddish. Increase the bias and see what each thing does. That's more like it. So backscatter power, so that's just to sort of boost it a little bit. And you also got micro normal details in there for extra detailing. So I think these shaders do a better job of skin compared to maybe the advanced one, but the advanced one's got a little bit more power when it comes to like makeup and things. So I'll try and I'll branch off this one and do an iteration that basically takes care of the advanced skin shader, and seeing as these have got better results, I'll probably do more support on these ones going forward. Right, so let's see, I want to just bring the gloss up a little bit. and then bring the light round. And it's looking quite nice here. It's got a little bit of glow to it, the way you'd expect the hand to look in the dark, or kind of a little bit of darkness. It's just a little bit too specular now that I see it with the light. So I'll just change that down a bit. Okay, and I can just tweak these to suit directional light. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. So there's a new addition to this pack. I've added a male head that I've been working on, which is just, it's taken from the same geometry of the female head. As I say, I was going to make a new pack with these, but I decided to incorporate them just to keep everything right. So these are basically the same mesh, but I've pushed and pulled them around. So in theory, these should potentially morph together. If you want to, you know, put them into your 3D application, you should be able to morph between the two of them. I don't think I've added anything like that here. I think there's a script you can get that works out the points and you can morph between 2 points, but I'll work that out. So the guy's looking quite nice. There's some extra vein work in there, extra textures. You see there's this micro noise detail which I added to the recent advanced skin shader. So in fact, let me make up a version of that. Let's see, so we've got the advanced shader here and the materials for it here. At least should be. I think these are them. Hyperskin's a work in progress, so I'm just going to put that in there. And that's going to do like just a silly amount of stuff. So let's see, you've got head android things. These should all work with the male one as well, so you get this kind of like jawline and things. Bit of makeup on them. So the same UVs between the two meshes, so it's quite handy. Alright, let's make a male version, pale skin. So SSS male head. Pale skin, right, so if this was your character, then you want to load in the correct maps. So I'll do that as an example. So male head, load in that one. In fact, let's get the material assigned so we can see it live. Okay, that's that one. Below, have I done the right thing? Male head. That should be SSS. That should be the head. And normal map. And the metal gloss. Okay, the rest looks fine. As I say, they correspond with each other. Now, obviously the SSS is really high with this, so we can change that a little bit. The makeup just isn't working for me, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Okay, as simple as that. We can adjust to any other things based on the makeup, but we don't need any of this section. That's all makeup control as well as the glitter control. None of these will work unless you've got something channeled in there. So I think all it is now is just dealing with the SSS stuff. And as I say, the advanced skin shader is quite nice. I've fine-tuned it quite a lot to work like the old simpler ones. And yeah, I think they're really competing with each other now. So I don't know what to update next really. It will be based on feedback. You can really see that break through the skin as well. I think that's working nice. A lot of it does depend on your maps that you load in and that you've got everything set up right. That to me is looking like skin. Still a little bit more smoothness. Just a little. And you can take away any metalness if there's too much metallicness in it. You can take that away, or if you like it in there, you can have a little bit, because sometimes skin gets oily, so that in theory would just bring a tiny bit of metallic into it. And there's already some in the map itself, so all you're doing is just adding to it. You're either adding or taking away, then this gets clamped out so it doesn't go too far. You get your micro normal detail as before. You can change the strength of it and the tiling, so you can make it really like that, and sort of change the power of it so it's quite rough. I think that's looking pretty good. Normal bump scale, in case you want to reduce the normal map or increase it. You can overdrive it by twice its power. But yeah, it looks good to me. Albedo color, you can tint that around as well. So yeah, so that's the advanced skin shader, and you see that's pretty nice. So I'm just going to save that, and this will be the next update that you'll see. This is the simple shaders that I kind of intended to make, where it's got different stages. So it's just a case of trying these out, see what you like, because they don't have as much features as the advanced one with the makeup, but they've got pretty nice results, and they're more and more optimized. The lower you go, they'll support basic things. So this one's more designed for marble. I should really write that somewhere, but maybe in the documentation. Because when I was writing it here, I've got some documentation, so I'll bring that up and I'll pop that in there. I was doing it all under a different name initially, but it was creating a little bit of confusion, so everything's put in one now. It's all in the skin shader. There's more than enough shaders to go round. You don't have to use them all, you can just use what you need. So advanced skin shaders, dead simple. You get what you see is what you get here, and it does everything you need. This one is using a different one, and that's the SSS. So you can add you can add anything to her, like a dark skin one. She's got a light skin. She's got this kind of, I wouldn't say pale skin, that's a bit kind of SSS there. The albedo color is probably too dark. It depends on your light source as well, how things look. Okay, I think that's probably good. She probably needs a bit more SSS, so we can increase the SSS there, and mixing, direct power. Okay, let's see how the light looks with that. Hierarchy, directional light. Yeah, you can see it much clearer in her ears than his. Some of that might be just down to the settings or the weight. So check him out. He's got increased SSS. Is that even? Don't think that's even. Yeah, that's him. Skin glow, porosity power. Let's see something. Okay, I just had to increase the SSS color. And yeah, it could be a case of his map needs to be better. Let's see if I choose her map, female SSS. Is it this one? Color weight. Yeah, not much difference from it. Let's just say he's got a thicker ear. And yeah, the light's like really, oh yeah, you can see it that side. I've put it way too high. It was just the light was getting blocked. That's more like it. So you just have to fine tune things to look good. It could be that the map here needs a bit more. Inspector. Okay, I just want to see this texture. I don't want that project. There we go. Okay. So, no, this one. That explains it. So it doesn't have any alpha to control the weight. So I need to now edit that. So here's a good chance for me to show you how to fix this up. So open with Photoshop or GIMP, whatever you want to do. Basically we want to make an alpha channel. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold, but it's not stopping me. Right, so I'm just going to paint above this with solid black, right? Solid black, and then just change the opacity a bit so I can see through. Then another layer above that and paint white. Now you want to be careful not to go outside your texture padded area. You want to stay within that as much as possible. Right, so I'm just going to make some of his ear translucent by painting this on it. Also his nose, especially around the sort of, what do you call those? The labial bits of your nose, I forget what you call them. A little bit of the eye. Maybe a bit up here and here. This is where like the scattering is going to happen more. So there will be general scattering everywhere. So you can paint a little bit of darker tone in, right, like that. Maybe a bit round the lips, right. And then what I like to do is just blur it. The Gaussian blur, bring it up quite kind of high, something like that. Okay, so I'm going to merge that down to the black. Oh, make sure you bring that up to 100% first. Merge that down, then levels adjust, and bring it up a good bit, just so that we get the maximum. And then I'm just going to blur it a little bit again, just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to Control A, Control Z to copy this layer. Then I'm just going to hide the layer, click on this layer, go to your channels, and then add this. What it's going to do, it's going to add another channel. So you get RGB, right? Red, green, blue. That's your 3 channels, and there's room for a 4th one called alpha. So I'm just going to paste that in there. Okay, and just click back here. You can get rid of this layer completely. It's now redundant because we've used it. Put it in there, and then I'm going to save as Targa, and it's going to be head mail SSS, and it'll be weight A, right? SSS weight A for alpha, and then when I go back in here, I should have a new map. Right, I'm going to get rid of this one because it's never going to be used. Let's just close this tab. Back to his material. Choose the texture for the male head and bring that in. Now it's actually affecting the correct areas. So I was just missing that. I can bring that to red and then I can sort of boost it up a bit. You can see how it's catching that area that I gave some colour. So that's quite nice. Can do a little bit of skin glow. And now when I bring the light background, it should look okay. Fingers crossed. Ooh, okay. So it looks like he's got sunburn there. Let's fix that. Right, there's loads of, so we've got SSS direct power having a bit of influence on this. We get albedo, SSS mixing, get our base color. Let's take that wireframe off. Okay, albedo color, fuzz color, skin glow, porosity power. We don't want to increase the SSS too much because that's what's getting through there. Those thin areas. Let's see, that directional light is it's getting a little bit hard to balance this for some reason. Usually it's a lot better than this. Right, back to that. I'm going to see what's happening in the shader here for this one because I'm getting some unusual results. So I'm going to increase the SSS. Okay, I see what's happening. That should actually be an add in there. So that the whole face gets lit. That's more like it. Right, so it's adding to the actual albedo, the SSS area. So we can now tweak that. So it's adding some, it might just be too strong overall, so I'm gonna go into this and paste it there, right? Also, I'm going to copy this layer and tone it down and make it grayscale, and then just tone it right down like that. And then I'm going to add this in, but also tone it down. And I think I'll also blur it a little bit more. Right. Something like that. I don't know how this is going to turn out. It's a little bit of trial and error, but let's see what happens. Right, I'll save this. Okay, so back in here, and it's looking better. Spin glow, porosity, increase SSS. Okay, I think it was just like too powerful. For some reason there was just too much power in there, but let's get the directional light, make sure it does the backscatter. Okay. It's there a little bit, I can see it just a little bit, but not as much as I'd like, so I might have to go back and I can do the increase SSS to see if it does any better, just a little bit. Change the mixing, any direct power, and maybe increase this. So that really works when I increase this, but the only problem there is when I bring the light back round, I'm going to get this overpowered amount, so I do need to do more with the ear. So the ear's really thin, and so is the kind of nose area, nasal area. Right, so I'm going to go back to Photoshop, undo just a couple of things. Okay, I'm going to undo that, and I'll add a mask and paint black in it where I want this to be less so. So like this, and what that does is just gets rid of some of this that I don't need. Let's use a soft brush. If you've got software to generate like thickness maps, that can sometimes be good, but you tend to have to come in and do a little bit to that as well. But this is just in case you don't. Right. I'm going to go for something like that. Let's merge that down. In fact, let's add black first. Right, I'm adding black layer between these two. I'm going to merge this down, blur it a little bit, just to get rid of some of the bad painting. Right, then I'm going to change this to screen, so that it's getting added in. Screen or add works, right? They're both the same. Okay, so move down, merge down, copy that, put it in the alpha, get rid of it there, and that's now in the alpha channel. Save that as a target. It's got to be a target 32-bit to hold that alpha channel, because you got 8, 16, 24, 32, 8-bit. You got 8 bits per channel, right? 256 tones, 0 to 255. You know, if you know your binary, right? So back in here. Okay, so it's toned up quite high, but now when I bring this down, the skin tone seems awfully dark for some reason, but it could be the directional light. I did tone it down a bit. Right, so I'll bring that round to the back, and now that's looking better. You can really see that working more normally. Now her one is OTT now because I changed something. So give me that, and let's change increase SSS on her to just a little bit. That goes really quite high, that increase. So I'm going to open the shader again, and I'm only going to allow an increase of 1.5. So this might break stuff, because every time I do this kind of update, it tends to break stuff. But this looks, you've got porosity, you've got increased SSS, like OT, it's over the top, you know, it's too much, but it's up to you to control it through your textures and let the shader do the rest. Got the backscatter. I say I've got all these shader variations, so if you don't like these particular ones, move them there. We can apply the other ones, the simple shaders. So we got detail male, For some reason this doesn't apply. You have to choose it. Detail male and detail female. Alright, and they're a little bit different with the textures. I'm going to just grab her texture that I used with her. So that's the one with the hair. Female. I've got so many different variations of the hair as well. I really need to get rid of some of these. So that's SSS stuff, base hair, hair and makeup. Hair and makeup's quite nice. Because with that one, with head with hair base, you get to sort of tone it a little bit so you can get it to where you want. So they're both quite nice. So it's up to you to decide which one you like better. I mean, so far I like this one. He's looking a little bit red, but that's all down to this tone here. So I can change that to be less red and also darker. Can also tone down his skin tone. So there's a kind of preference between each of these. They're both, you know, working like skin shaders would. They're doing some scattering. They've got some light attenuation getting scattered around their face. There's different control. It's kind of just your preference, if you like. I'm constantly seeing things I like in this, and then equally things I like in this one. Yeah. So let me just change something in here. Just going to tone down his skin tone a little. Can change the smoothness, deviate. I can almost get them looking pretty close. So just now I'm liking the advanced skin shader a little bit more, especially with the extra control with the makeup and stuff. Let's just see how they look with the directional light on the back. Which one looks best? Maybe this could be the test. Alright, so his one's actually white. So we'll help to fix that for you guys before you get this. So, he's not got his texture, that's why. So SSS, and that's the male. This one, okay. You can see these are looking a little bit darker because they don't have the glow. So these have got like the ability to have a little bit of glow, which means if you've got a dark scene, you can still kind of see them. And with the eyes, you've got control of the minimum brightness. So you've got minimum glow with the eyes, just in case you need them to be a little bit seen a little bit better. Let me just turn the gloss down a wee bit. Okay. Okay, so this is just the way to check stuff. I found through time it takes a while to get your skin shaders to look the way you want. But the best way to do it is just to play with your lights and see what's looking nice. I mean, they're both working as they should, as far as I can tell. Alright, so I'm going to leave it at that. I'll update the prefabs here and I'll proper name everything, and I'm going to add the documentation in. Should be good to update the human shader pack and the skin shader pack with this. Thanks for watching. Bye.